Hi, everyone. I hope you're having an awesome Friday night. I can assure you that I am. I've had a fantastic day going around, escorting my daughter playing tennis. She's the next greatest citizen of Nigeria, so watch out, you all. My name is Bekeme, and you're listening to the Good Citizen Radio Show. The show is brought to you, that is produced by CSR in Action, and it's a proud grantee of ACT Foundation. ACT Foundation is a grant-making organization that was founded in Nigeria a couple of years ago, and the focus is health, education, entrepreneurship, and leadership. Health, environment, entrepreneurship, and leadership. And ACT Foundation sponsors the Good Citizen Radio Show because it's very much in line with its aspirations to drive leadership across the country. The Good Citizen Initiative is there for you, and it teaches you every day how to be a better citizen of Nigeria, how to contribute to the good of Nigeria. We're not about the blame game. We're about how we can be the solution. You know how they say, be the change. So we are the change. And so basically, today we're going to be talking about, or continuing the conversation around entrepreneurship. Last week we talked about the impact that entrepreneurship can make. I had that discussion with Bosse Alimi, and then I have a very special guest again today to talk about managing entrepreneurial risks. Now, it's often reported that 55% of new ventures die within the first 5 years, and only 35 of the and as much as 35% of the remaining fail in the next 5. Every business faces risks that could present threats to its success. And so while no entrepreneur goes into business planning to fail, many of them actually start off failing to plan. So all entrepreneurs face different types of risks and uncertainty. However, smart entrepreneurs are especially effective at taking calculated risks and at transforming more risky contexts into less risky ones. And so basically this is, and every time I talk about risk, I'm thinking about MMM. MMM is not risk-taking, though. That's like full, that's full greed. And that's what we're actually discouraging you again. We're talking about real, genuine business, getting into entrepreneurship. I was watching the TV today and I saw the police inspector saying, Nigerians, like, if you see somebody saying to you, give me 30,000 and in 1 week I give you 40,000, then you should know that that is a fraud. Like, what would the person do that you don't know how to do to manufacture that amount of profit in such a short time? So basically, risk is defined as the probability of inherent loss in an organization's operations and environment, whilst risk management is the process of using processes, methods, and tools for managing these risks. Risk management focuses on identifying what could go wrong, evaluating which risks should be dealt with, and implementing strategies to deal with those risks. Businesses that have identified those risks will be better prepared for the future. We're all about sustainability. Do you want your business to be around for the long term, or do you just want to get rich quick scheme that just dies off as soon as nobody watches it? And so basically businesses that are smart and entrepreneurs that are smart develop cost-effective ways of dealing with those risks. Whilst entrepreneurs should prevent or avoid certain risks, it's also important to note that some risks are inevitable. So if at first you fall, pick yourself up and try again. It's not like the 21st, or shall I say 22nd century citizen that as soon as they face any challenge, they're like, oh, it's just so terrible, it's just so bad, that's it, I give up. Every great entrepreneur will tell you that they went through a lot to get to where they are. So people oftentimes just see the success, they don't know what went behind. And you have to have mental strength to be able to deal with those challenges that will inevitably come with business. So tonight on the show, we have a guest. Our special guest is Dr. Seyi Dare. He's presently Program Director Projects at Growing Businesses Foundation, which is a non-profit that works with, I think it's predominantly women, to develop small businesses and to make them as big as possible. He's a project management office team lead who has implemented projects across over 2,300 communities, whilst providing capacity building and technical assistance offerings to more than 200,000 micro entrepreneurs. Welcome to the show.
Thank you,
Dr. Dare. So thank you for joining us on the show. And I would like to remind our audience to call 0700 93 93 93. Again, 0700 93 93 93. I always say you can send us a WhatsApp message. Send us a WhatsApp. I didn't say call this number. Send us a WhatsApp number on this number, 0906 2634 111, 0906 2634 111, and continue or start the conversation at Good Citizen NG on social media across our different platforms. So first of all, I would just jump right in, and let me remind our callers, please, when you call, please just try and address the issue at hand, because this is serious business and we really want to help as many people as possible to be better citizens through entrepreneurship in Nigeria. Before delving into the risks faced by entrepreneurs, in your own opinion, why do businesses fail? I mean, you're growing Businesses Foundation, but I'm sure you've met businesses which have refused to grow. So, why do businesses fail?
There are many reasons why businesses fail. I think the most common is poor planning. You start out, maybe you see an opportunity, and you want to make some profit, you want to make some money, you want to do some better thing. For instance, you want to, there must have been something you must have identified. Maybe you want to have a service or a product or a result or a solution, and you do not do the proper planning. For instance, you don't have the adequate knowledge, you are not properly registered, you don't find the right kind of partners you need to have.
So partnership is key.
Very, very key.
Yeah.
I think the first thing for me is lack of adequate knowledge about the venture you're going into.
Okay.
You don't understand the sector very well. You don't understand the regulatory terrain. You just want to do it. Sometimes some business opportunities are seasonal. Maybe during Christmas, you just want to cash in on some particular service you could offer.
Like the hamper service.
That's very seasonal. Like Ilya is coming now. You want to cash in on some salarams and all that. You want to deliver to clients. So some are seasonal. But you find that a lot of businesses, if you have the entrepreneurial spirit, you're already in business or you want to stay in business, you need to have the right registration. You need to properly register. You need to understand all the levies that are associated. Otherwise, they can come and shut you down.
Right. So regulation, as in complying with regulation.
Very, very key.
Right.
If you are not properly registered when you're starting out, you will run into problems. And trust me, the Lagos State, the regulators will come for you. And
what if you're not in Lagos State? So are you saying because the regulators will come from Lagos State alone? What if you're in other states where regulators are not as keen as they should be? Are you a good citizen all over Nigeria, right? So
Lagos State,
because one day they'll wake up, isn't it?
That's true. And just need to start properly on the right footing. Most times, if you're budding entrepreneur and you're starting out, get some good advice. Get a business development service provider or an older mentor, or you just need to learn and need to have someone handhold you or show you the ropes while you are sure that, okay, this person experience is not going to steal my business idea or is going to replicate what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Someone that, of course, has your good interest at heart, will guide you, handhold you through the ropes. But how do you know that?
What if you don't have that kind of person close and you really need that? So, but how do you protect yourself against those kinds of things? Like I say to people, for instance, you've just flagged up a risk, right? A risk could be that a person tries to steal your business idea, something you slaved for. You say, oh, you know what? Can you please put me through that? And the person thinks, wow, great idea, and wants to steal it. I always say to people, for me, family member or not, if you're taking a loan or whatever from your side, we sign an MOU. So
very good.
You understand?
That's the next thing I was going to say.
Right.
So we are going into a form of alliance partnership.
Yeah.
First thing is make sure that you're properly registered. And if it's a copyright that you need to have patented or done your proper registration so that nobody can steal. And while you're going into that, you're starting out with the discussions.
What if you don't have the money to do that patenting? Because it does cost some money.
Yes, it does cost money, but I'm not sure what the rates are presently, but I think CAC is doing a lot in that regard.
In terms of simplifying it for people,
simplifying the process, making...
Isn't it 5,000 something online now
and
to
it's
register
do it
a
yourself.
business
You
name?
do not necessarily need to have a
lawyer,
a legal person do that for you. And aside that, there are platforms where you could just sign up to and have a community of help in that regard. It's really not... If you need that kind of advice, there are many foundations, there are many platforms where you could get free support.
Like what? Like yours?
Like Growing Businesses Foundation. If you can't get direct mentorship, you can get some form of you could find a space or a platform where they're actually having a free seminar in that regard.
So
They're
go
everywhere.
to as many workshops and whatever, events and seminars to learn.
That's why you have to network. You have to be in the space where you have similar entrepreneurs, so that you could be in that space where there are conversations going on, the opportunities, there are free trainings, there are workshops. Some like you have just for the NYSC people. There are people that want to give back and just decide that, okay, for this particular cluster of businesses or a sector, we want to help them, want to push them. Of course, they can push you so far, but you just find that if you do not have a right blueprint for yourself, you could look at those who are already in the field and are doing very, very well and just try and plug in.
Okay, so
study what they do very well and see how best you can position yourself just so that you can
glean the knowledge that you require. Okay, so we're going to take a short break now, and we'll be back on the Good Citizen Radio Show.
The Aspire Coronation Trust, ACT Foundation, is a non-profit organization established to help local, national, and regional non-profit organizations working to address the challenges and associated vulnerabilities across Africa. At ACT Foundation, our interventions are focused on 4 key areas, which are health, entrepreneurship, environment, and leadership. At ACT Foundation, we believe that together we can make a difference. So, let's come together to make the positive social impact we desire in our world.
Hi, you're back on the Good Citizen Radio Show, Nigerians, and I still have with me Dr. Seyi Dare, and he was telling us about risks that we face in business. Again, the number to call to ask questions, any questions that you have about your business. This is a free consultant. It's 0700, you call 0700 93 93 93. Again, it's 0700 93 93 93. So, Dr. Dare, I'm a small business. I don't have lots of money. I've been flagging that up since. I don't have money to pay consultants. How do I evaluate my risks? How do I itemize those risks and ways of managing them?
Very good question. You don't have too much money. There are many free online support tools you could get. The first thing you need to do is you need to analyze your business.
How do I analyze it? In simple terms.
So, if you go online, you have the business model canvas.
Business model
canvas. It's called the BMC. It has 9 blocks. From your value proposition to your customer segments to your
BMC, business model canvas.
Very simple. If you just start out, get that tool, flesh it out, start out with your value proposition. What are you offering? And you begin to answer the question. So for each of the 9 blocks, you have questions that would ask you, so who are you targeting? Is it the mass market? Is it the niche market? You want to have premium customers? So when you begin to answer all those questions, it's just simple, just like a wizard. You have the template, 9 questions or 3 questions per block to start out with? If you answer those questions, before you know it, a plan is already developing right before you.
What if I don't have that technical savvy in terms of using a computer system?
Okay.
Like, I'm a small business, like, and my educational knowledge isn't that advanced.
Good
Can
question.
I just take a sheet of paper and write, okay, I want to sell rice. Who are the people in my neighborhood? If I start selling rice, what are some of the challenges that I'll face? Do you think perhaps they could do that?
So a lot of the projects we do, development project we do, centers around or revolves around people at the bottom of the pyramid.
Yes.
So for Growing Businesses Foundation, strategy, our business, our project models, our interventions has just two main components. Of course, we are focused on entrepreneurship, like the vision says, and what we've done for the last 20 years. But every intervention usually has two components. One is the capacity building, basic business skills, and then the actual trade support, either in microcredit or trade itself, or some form of having evaluated the business and the support they need you provide. So you find that, one, you sometimes have to teach in the local dialect. So it has to be very, very simple. You need to teach, okay, you are into buying and selling. Very good. How do you record? You show how to actually record. Even if they are not literate enough, you need to have a family member that is trusted in such a way that they put it down in a way the mama understands, as it were. And very important. Let's say she's starting out with 50,000.
So does the family member attend the training with mama?
Of course, they can come with the parts of their dependents or loved ones. But part of the things we usually do is that, of course, we usually have an ask that you have a family member or a guarantor that is trusted in such a way that
that what they can help you manage your money or profits or whatever.
So that we
because that's a risk to somebody absconding. Do you encourage them to take their money to banks? Because, that is a very efficient way of managing one's money.
Apart from the banks, you have the community cooperatives, the Ajo people, the Isusus. So we usually advise that, look, join or be a part of a cluster, a cooperative that do the same kind of business you do. So you are developing a credit history. When you save 200 naira a week, you save 500 naira a week, you are developing a credit history. When you get bigger and you really want to become included in the mainstream, that exercise book that you are writing on, that those receipts they give you when they come to collect the 200 naira, the 50 naira, that becomes credit history. That is simple enough to open a bank account, which even in a community bank or a microfinance bank, that is good enough. But we always insist, you need to understand the letters, and we actually teach them how to. And we insist that, look, whenever an exercise book you are using is filled up, keep it.
So, I would like to hear a really interesting story that you have about, an entrepreneur who overcame risks and, is doing very well today. Because, you do find that a lot of people are not schooled enough to know what to do. And so when they face challenges, they think, oh, that's how it is. It's Nigeria, it's the problems, blah. Because I once had a nanny who started a small shop. And this was before she became a nanny. When daddy didn't succeed, she became a nanny. And she wanted to sell Maggi's, for instance, Maggi cubes. And she started selling them. She never calculated how many in a pack. She never did a calculation. She just knew that her neighbor was selling 2 for 5 naira, and she thought to sell 3 for 5 naira so that she would get more customers. But that meant that there were no profits. And she failed, and she thought that it was because the neighbor was jealous. Okay, we have a caller. Hello? Hello? We've lost that call. So you see, so many people don't, that's one of, our thought process can also be a challenge, where you're thinking somebody's after you when nobody's after you. But so just please give us an encouraging story. Another caller. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Ian.
Ian, thank you for calling the Good Citizen Radio Show. Do you have a question or a comment?
I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a startup. Thank you for the conversation. I'm enjoying it. I'm a startup. And I think one thing I overcame was the recruitment risk.
The what risk? Recruitment risk.
Recruitment risk. In terms of my model is usually to contract, to give a contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I test people out with contracts. So when you deliver consistently, then I engage you on a full-time basis.
Right.
So I think that's a win, because I realized some people told a lot of things they could do. When I give them the opportunity to show themselves, they showed otherwise. So I think one of the ways I overcame the recruitment risk was to start jobs. So on a piece rate system, I pay you per job. So when you prove yourself over time, and you come in as a full person. So I think that saves a lot of cost. So I didn't have to turn over
and be stuck with people that...
And I got hands that was comfortable around. So
right.
And be fixing mistakes that
awesome.
Definitely have been avoided.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Ian.
Ian has won himself a nice, yummy Domino's pizza. Thank you so much. And that's the very, very valid point, and a very smart way of dealing with the recruitment challenges that businesses tend to face.
What he's just mentioned now is he's transferred some of the risks he would have in business.
Mm-hmm.
So a way you could diversify, or you could limit your risk you are having as a business person, so you could transfer the risk is a business mitigation strategy.
Yeah.
Where you either go into a partnership, you buy insurance, or you outsource. So what he's done first is outsource, to ensure that, he's proven the competency of this supplier, and finally, let's get into something more than a partnership.
Yeah.
Let me bring you on board.
Yeah. And we tend to do that as well now,
actually.
We do short-term, we do a month contract, open and shut. If this person aligns with our vision, then great. Otherwise, let's keep looking. So tell me, one inspiring story in 2 minutes and we go.
So we have this project where you have for a particular organization that they sell essential commodities, the Roycos, the Knorrs, the clothes or Pepsodent.
You guys should come and sponsor. They're calling your name free of charge. Anyway, carry on. We're nice like that.
Well, so what I'm saying that these things they need to be protected. The rains are here now. Rains, you have the weekly community markets every 4 days and everything. So products like that, by the time you are getting to rainy season, you need to think about probably protecting the goods more and having some form of alliance with the person that supplies them. And you will need to agree in such a situation whereby if the goods are not supplied or delivered in sellable condition, they can't be returned. Or if they stay longer and the shelf life is running off, what happens in that kind of case? So we have this woman, you can't mention her name because obviously I didn't tell her about this, and we don't want to be having
left for that woman's conversation.
So she started out with 40,000 naira.
Okay. And
we find that, of course, she noticed that whenever the rains come, her sales are reduced.
Right.
So what she did for herself was just get a keke person.
Right.
In that kind of scenario, and come every 2 days you bring, and that I need to ferry because she says in a pretty rural area. So that was the strategy she did, and guess what? She gets her products and items in good condition. She gets them on time, and in fact, when she needs to evacuate on time, all that is solved. Right. Just mitigating. I'm talking about the rain that comes from.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for that example and for your time. Very, very useful tips for us today, Dr. Dare of Growing Businesses Foundation. So basically, for me, in summary, what I hear is, have the right partners. You need the right partners, whether it's for mentorship or to get your business started without employment of those people. You need to have enough knowledge, read up, attend networking seminars, and all of that. Very importantly, you have to comply with regulation. You have to comply with regulation. Do not think that they're not watching and then I can get away with it. Did you say get a mentor or somebody that can provide you a certain service that you do not have the capacity to do? Have the right network. Go out and network. Don't say I'm a shy person, I'm a quiet person. Go out and meet people and take advantage of that relationship. And then he talked about the business model canvas, the BMC. Go online, search for it to help you draw up a plan for mitigating risk. Join an association. There are plenty around you, cooperatives. Find one that is trusted, that has a proven track record, and join them. And then thank you, Ian, for your tip about recruitment. You do not have to jump into a relationship and be stuck with the person. So be smart about it. I want to remind you that you can bring out your guy and you with the largest pizza in Nigeria, 16 inches of delicious cheesy pizza in any flavor of your choice. That's the Chairman Pizza. It's the real deal. Go to www.dominos.ng to get your pizza. Our guest is going home with some Domino's pizza. Yay. And Kola Iyang is as well. Follow the conversation at Good Citizen NG, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and keep the conversation going. Thank you to ACT Foundation for funding this show and to the team at CSR in Action. You've been listening to the Good Citizen Radio Show, and my name is Bekeme. Have a great weekend.